Hey everybody, welcome back to Veracity Trigger. I wanted to show you the new Brigandine game that's actually going to be coming out this year, this very year. So this video is going to be a little bit of a breakdown, a little bit of a intro to this in case you're new to Brigandine, or in case, well, I mean, there's a lot of people that watch a lot of the Brigandine content I put out. But so yeah, we're going to go through this video here. We will display as to when it's coming out. You can pre-order the Japanese version of this right now. But we're going to go through it, and I'm going to break down a couple things and show you kind of the similarities and some new things too. So let's go ahead and play this, and let's see what this is all about. This should be a lot of fun to watch. So go ahead and enjoy. An endless fantasy war. Runersia, year 781. 5 nations and 1 tribe. Plunge the continent into war. Rubino, Liza, Rizala, Lalia, Rudo Marco, Stella Hammett, and Tim Gustav. The Legend of Runersia, Brigandine. So there's a few new monsters here, so I guess really you're just at this point, you're select monster to summon, you're able to summon these monsters right here. And so that would be the rune cost on the top. It costs 75 for dragon, which is actually quite normal. That's quite typical of Brigandine, which seems pretty good. The summon mana that you have, the summon upkeep. So there is an upkeep to this game, just like in the regular Brigandine game. So you have upkeep. So you can't just buy a ton of monsters and expect to hold them all. You have to have a certain amount of castles to be able to afford a certain amount of monsters. And as you can see, their hit points are there, right there. So the hit points, see the MP, the attack, defense, intelligence, strength, agility, and mobility. So mobility would be movement, I believe. That would be as far as it can go. And it can go 4 spaces. So that's I think that's 1 space less than the older Brigandine game, but maybe depending upon the actual strength of the dragon, once you class it up, it might be able to move a little further. So it prefers terrain is plains. That's a little different than the other. I mean, it still does go and coincide with the original Brigandine with being able to move on plains, but they could also move on hills fairly well too. Magic cost 75. So the rune cost for that, the growth rate is a B ranking, which that's kind of new. There's a level up growth there, as you can see, which this is very interesting to look at. So it looks like it might have some options as far as growth ratio, or else that's just kind of a nice way to picture it there. But let's go ahead here. So summoning dragon. So yeah, there is. That's what. Okay, so we'll be put into standby at this base. All right, cool. All right, so mana. It looks like the total that the person has is 280, and the cost is 75. That's what that looks like right there. So that's not too different. Ooh, and then look at this. Look at this right here. So we have a lot of similar faces coming back into here. But I have to look at that one on the left over there. I'm not sure. I think that's a fairy or a pixie. We got our centaur there on the bottom second from the left over here, if you can see that. We have the lizard man over there on the second from the bottom right, as you can see. the far right, I think that's a mermaid. I'll let this play for a second. I looked at the picture earlier, but then we got our angel on the top right. Then we have our demon class on the top second from the right. Then we have what it looks to be like a wyvern second from the left top, and the very top left is the dragon. So let's look at this, and I'm pretty sure I'm pretty accurate on calling that, you know, considering playing the game as long as I have. So it looks like the fairy might be this little imp-looking dude on the bottom left there, I think. But it does appear to be that the mermaid is on the bottom right over there. That's definitely a mermaid. And I'm actually kind of happy that it's a mermaid instead of a merman from the original. I think that's sort of an upgrade. It's kind of an uptick. And it kind of looks like, it kind of looks to me like the female and demon class are, or the angel and the demon class are both female. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. But the lizard guard looks really good. And the centaurs look boss. They look boss. That looks really cool. I like some of the changes here. I do. So kind of raced through that real quick. I want to just back up 1 second here. I'll kind of see some of this stuff. This intro goes very quick here. So we're looking at this, and there's a lot to look at here. There is a... Okay, so there's an organization phase. You can check the status. There's status phases there. All the different monsters and monster slots and leaders in the front. Showing the skill, magic, the profile. A lot to look at here. A lot to look at. So on the bottom, it shows basically all the stats, as you can see on this bottom left screen here in organization right there. And yeah, it shows mobility. So it looks like this... It looks to be like an ice dragon, which is freaking awesome. I'm so excited to see an ice dragon. Mobility of 6. So you upgrade the dragons apparently, and you can switch to different classes. But if you go into ice dragon, you get a mobility of 6. You might have the same mobility strength with all the other dragon classes, although I'm not totally sure. You might be able to. It's possible. I know with Brigandine, you know. The Balmut or the beginning Quado class was the fastest moving thing because it could move the fastest in the games there. But yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to look at. I'm looking at this Mepveros character on the top right of the screen. If you can see this, it says hit points 312. Or is that HP? No, that's MP. Its tier is air, so it's a flyer. Mobility of 5, agility. So it seems like, I might be getting the impression, it seems like the monsters in here might not be as far moving as Brigandine. I don't know, I could be wrong. But it seems like they could be a little less mobile. What I mean by that is they can't move as far as you can in the original game. That might make a very closer tactical game in a manner of speaking. So, okay, let's go past this. It's showing me all the stuff right there. It's very easy to see. The attack strength, and a lot of stuff here. Let me get this played here. We'll continue. So Lizard Guard. Lizard Man, yeah, Lizard Man, then to Lizard Guard. And we go into that. So Reptilian Warriors that are at home in water and on land. They are skilled at swordsmanship, and their ability is unaffected by swampy terrain. They love to toy with their foes, treating them with their agile movements. They have average attack strength, but their defense, including skills that can further reduce the damage they take, rising there to a higher class will allow them to make even better use of their skills. Sorry, screen's a little fuzzy. So there's... Oh, look at that. That looks like a phoenix. That has to be a phoenix. Yeah, that has to be a phoenix, because a lot of people draw phoenixes as red, but there are some ancient mythology that phoenixes were blue. I think Native American. And if that's a dragon, then it looks like a phoenix. I'm just telling you right now. That looks like the phoenix right there. What is that? What was that? It was a rhinoceros? And there's a big standing demon-looking thing with a shield. Is this the upgrade for the lizard guard? Do lizard guards upgrade to this? Because he's got a shield. It looks like he's holding an axe behind him. It kind of looks like an upgrade to a lizard guard, actually. So there is a... Is that... Yeah, that's a regular dragon, but that is like... Is this the ancient dragon? I'm thinking either this is the ancient dragon or the ice dragon. I don't know. Let's keep checking this out here. There's a phoenix. And this is like a minotaur. This is a minotaur. This has to be a minotaur. I don't know what else it could be. There's a new monster in this game, which I haven't seen before. I don't think it's Talus. I really don't. I think Talus would look more like the Golem class. This is like two horns in the front, almost like a rhinoceros, and then a big horn on the top. This has to be a Minotaur class. This will be a new one. That'll be cool. Yeah, that's a lizard guard. And this right here, this looks like Lilith. This looks like Lilith. Or an Archdemon class. Yeah, that does. That does. And we got a random hawk that'll fly through the game. No, just kidding. It's just graphical. That's all. And then look at this. We've got all these different castles here. Look at the names. I want to read this. Warren is one of the castles. That's funny. I've got somebody that calls themselves Warren that comes by the stream sometimes. That's interesting. Drug, Zagust, Nobas, Belfram, Garwelia, Greensglade? Yeah, it's Greensglade. Norzalio has invaded Greensglade. And look at this total combat power. They actually show you the combat power right here. Look at that. Look at that. The total combat power of all the monsters and all the knights combined. And so what you're seeing right there with the little... You see that little helmet there under Belfram? Where all the arrows are pointing to, that little helmet there, it looks like a little knight helmet on the left underneath the crown. That means that there's 5 knights in that castle, and that little dragon next to that knight means that those are the amount of monsters in the castle. So there's 5 knights with 18 monsters. Now, does that mean the 18 monsters are all with that knight or in stock? I don't know. I think what it means is that that's how many monsters are there. But I'd have to play the game to actually see more about that. But I'm pretty sure what that means is that it probably means is that there are 5 knights there and there's 18 monsters total, because otherwise it would probably just say there's only 3 knights there with how many monsters it has, because you can't go into battle with more than 3 knights. Now, I don't think they've changed anything as far as the new Brigandine game goes with that. So my understanding, my assumption, which I'm going to make an assumption on this, and I think I'm probably accurate, is because it says 5 knights, I would have to also say that 18 monsters means that there's 18 monsters in the castle with either the 5 knights or in stock. It's just saying that's how much total's there. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that, because you can see the other castle in the top right says 2 knights. The one at the very top, it's hard to see right now. I think it says 0 knights, 0 monsters. And Garwillen has 3 knights and 10 monsters. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that. And I think I'm right about that. But it looks like what's happening here is there's a pincer attack from this top north eastern castle and the southwestern castle. They're attacking a pincer attack to Belfram. So some knights are going to be able to attack from the southwestern province, and some knights are going to be able to attack from the north eastern province from the map. It seems like it's probably going to be like that. It's the way the map is designed. I'm pretty sure this is going to be delegated west and that's going to be delegated east. So unless they flip it upside down and make a Atlantean map or something. It's terribly regrettable that we must face each other. I refuse to back down. I have my own path to walk. Usher in an era of peace. I'll ensure that all Runersia follows the Zai, his sect. So the emperor there is trying to force everybody to follow his sect. Ah. Reject any irrational choices. Okay, look at this. There's mandrakes in here! Look at that! There's a mandrake right there. And there's a bishop. I see the bishop right there, class. I see the golem right there. There's two dragons. There's a fire dragon, and I think that's an ice dragon back there. And Gustav is sitting happy in his castle. He's like, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's Tim Gustav right there sitting in his castle. And it looks like behind him is maybe a demon, I guess, up there on the top right. We could probably play it, let it go. I think this little green guy with a sword here might... Well, that's not a lizard guard, because lizard guards have axes. Lizard guards are supposed to have a big, meaty axe with a shield. You know, that's kind of what they do. Yeah, there's 3 different dragons there. Look at that. So one of them is a fire dragon, I guess. I was thinking it was the orange one, but it probably is the red one. The orange dragon, I wonder what that's going to be. I've heard of the ancient dragon class, and so that could be the ancient dragon possibly. But looks like he's got a fire, ice, and an ancient dragon class, I think. But what is that little green dude with the sword in the trees there? It's cool. He's actually kind of hidden a little bit now. You know, you can't really hide in the forest in the original one, but here you kind of can. Look at that. So so there is some kind of bishop back there. I think that might be a caster. That could be a caster. It could be an enchantress or something. And then there is a demon back there, which looks like an archdemon. And then that glowy purple thing, I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't have a clue. Is that like could that be like a vampire class? Maybe that's what that is. Then come to me, my blade. The Zoroan Knights will bring judgment upon your truthless justice. Yeah, what is that purple thing? I don't know. It's like some kind of spirit or something. Just kind of a cool looking blob thing. I guess we'll see. What is that? So he's doing an action here. He's on planes. You can see his hit points. This is kind of a... Ooh, look at the bridge. Look at the bridges. They're actually making some base points with bridges, so you kind of have to go across the You have to go across the bridge, so the defender does get a advantage here. But does that mean you can go across water? Well, certain things can go across the water, obviously, but not everything will be able to. There's a centaur. There's an angel there. There's what looks like a leviathan or a hydra. Look at that. Oh, and there's a different kind of mermaid over there. Look at that pink and green-haired mermaid right over there. Do you see that? And 2 golems on the bridge, right in the front, or on the left side of the screen here. And it looks like the angel is casting a spell, maybe holy. Oh no, they're just moving. Oh, so instead of the little scrolly marker that you get with Brigandine, you get this little arrow with this little looks like a heart. Actually, it sort of kind of does, like a crystallized heart, or like a rounded, I don't know, scepter, but ooh, so the ancient dragon does thunder. That's got to be what its special is, because that's a thunder spell right there. That's bolt lightning. That's I'm gonna have to play my Thunderstruck song a little bit when I do that. There's ice, there's fire. Wow, look at that. And then the enemies make this sound when they get hurt, which that's kind of interesting. That, you know, that kind of fits. It's kind of cool. I like that. What is that second monster there, though? Is that like a 2-handed monster? Is that an upgraded golem? What was that? Ooh. Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is, everybody? Do you know what this is? I think I know what this is. This is a dark magic spell coming from a Lilith-like or an archdemon creature. Green. Do you know what that was? Dimension. Oh, I'm gonna love this game. Oh. Hold on. I have to pause this real quick. Can you believe that? They have almost a lot of the same old spells and stuff in here. They have a lot of the same stuff in here. This is going to be so cool. It's going to be so cool. Defense up, there's Protect, or Harden, or whatever they give it the name for. Come on, please give it a nice comical name I can do something with. So it's called a Giant Punisher. Look at that. Giant Punisher. The Punisher. What's he gonna do? He's gonna hit the demon. What is that? Is that a demon or a wyvern or what? It kind of looks like a wyvern. Look at all this stuff here. Ooh, there's an archer. See the archer? Right there. Look, there's so the Giant Punisher looks a little different from the purple golem that's just back there. You see the two reversed there? There's a ghoul. There's a ghoul or a zombie right there in the red. See a little red zombie looking dude there? It looks like there's, I think that's Tim Gustafson on the left here. And there's a glowy blob looking thing there too. I'm trying to figure what that is. It could be a ghost or some kind of floating plant. Maybe the mandrake turns into a floaty plant. I don't know yet. I don't know what that is. But look, there's the unicorn. There's the corn back there. It looks like a mermaid just down there right next to Tim Gustafson. So they kind of lay low on the ground. They kind of float on the ground. Or that's interesting. And they're in snowy terrain, it looks like. Yeah, they're in the snow. That has to be a wyvern. That has to be a wyvern back there in the blue. So what just died was an upgraded wyvern, I think. And then there's these little lizard guards here with their left-handed axe, their lefty attack, which is pretty typical, you know, lefty attack. Remember the original Brigandine game, which I still do play a lot of. Definitely come by, check out the multiplayer. You probably like that. And then there's what looks like a bigger upgraded version of the lizard guard there in the red. I think that's what it is. I think it's like a super upgraded version. You've got a big knight over there on the top right. You see that with the sword? That's an interesting thing there. There's the rhinoceros looking thing, which could be like a minotaur. Maybe you start with a rhinoceros creature and you upgrade to a minotaur. Or maybe it's all the same thing, because it kind of looks the same except for it doesn't have horns on it. So that's kind of interesting. But there's the main leader in the back. That looks like Rubino. I think that's Rubino, the prince. There's an angel next to him, and a little, what it looks like an imp in the back, which the imp could be the fairy class now, I guess. I suppose. Let's keep going here. I'm just kind of excited because, you know, this is pretty cool. I like the way the archer looks. That's nice. Ooh, look at that. That's 2 hydras. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 heads each. And there is a little phoenix there, which looks like a phoenix there on the right. Yeah, and that orb looking thing, though. The gold little ball with the stuff hanging out. Maybe that's an upgraded mandrake, or maybe it's a spirit. It's hard for me to tell. I don't really know. Look, they got like a ranger over there on the right. See that? Or is that a fighter? No, they got, I think that's a ranger. And then they've got something else with him. That's hard to, let's watch that and see what that is there. Oh, couldn't see. Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. And they're actually in the water. Look at that. They're actually sunk into the water. The monsters are in the water. The ones that are wet in the water. That's pretty cool. Look at that. It does the water splash. Look at how beautiful that looks, man. Look at that tidal wave. That's the tidal wave attack. But you get that from the Leviathan. Leviathan would usually have the breath attack, or the Hydra would have the breath attack from the original game. Now the Leviathan's here, or the Hydras. I want to say Leviathan because I'm kind of used to saying that word, but it's a Hydra in the original Brigandine game. This has like a tidal wave attack or a splash attack. Look, there's a robot in there too. A robot. Hey, did you guys... I don't know. I talked about my friend being a robot for a long time. I wonder. Necro Rebirth? Talia, why have taken up arms? Miss Eliza. Gorgon Gaze. Look at that! It has petrification. Look at how cool that looks. That's actually like fully petrifying them. That's awesome. And it has like little rocks underneath them too. They don't just look like that color. There's like, oh, all these rocks just built up underneath it. Man, that's awesome. So that is, okay, so whatever those floaty blobby things were, I'm sorry, I don't know how, I don't have a name for it, but which I will when I play the game, but that is a mandrake right there. That is an upgraded mandrake because it looks better, or it looks bigger than the other one that I saw. So it has to be an upgraded one because I would think upgraded ones would look a little bigger. But there's a golem, there's a zombie, and there's a little imp in the background, and something else over there. I don't know what's on the top right, but it looks like it has wings of some kind. And maybe that unicorn is upgraded unicorn because it's got like purple hair this time. Either that or each country has... No, I wouldn't think each country has their own color for monsters. That's probably an upgraded unicorn. I think there might... Maybe that's a nightmare. Because there's a Pegasus right there that's about to do something right now. Ah, cleanse. Look at that. That was a Pegasus cleanse right there. Exablast is back. I always called it Extra Blast. But it's Exablast is back. Let's see this. Boom! Meteor Doom! There's Meteor Doom. That's destruction from the sky. Look at that. Oh, there's a blue Fenrir. Do you see the blue Fenrir in the mix? Is that like an ice Fenrir in the game? Holy cow. Boom, 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 boom. Each and every page of the legend that took place on a continent of Runersia. Oh, man. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I hope everybody's excited about this. And here is the available date. So you can get this physical edition and a digital download. This will be available through the links. I'll provide the links down below too, so you get to see all that. As far as like where it's all coming from and all that. But that's pretty much that's pretty much the thing right there. So yeah, that's pretty much what it's gonna be. That's what's coming out this year. You know, I've been talking about Brigandine for a very long time. I've been trying to, you know, help hype it and all that sort of stuff, and started a multiplayer and got that to grow, and we got multiplayer growing, and now next Brigandine is coming out this year. It's coming out for the Switch, so I got to get a Switch, and I don't have one right now, but I will get one probably by the end of the month. And as soon as it comes out day one, I will be streaming that game. I'll be streaming a lot of that game, actually. So I might interrupt some other streams that I was doing at the time and stream that. I'll put a lot of stuff on YouTube, so a lot of stuff will be on YouTube, and I'll go in depth and I'll do big analyses of every single thing in that game in the next Brigandine Legend of Runersia. So if you want to come by and check it on my channel on YouTube or on Twitch or any other channel that I have to stream this particular game and all that type of stuff, please definitely come by and check it out. I'd like to see you there. And so yeah, that's pretty much what's going to happen. It's going to come out at the date that you saw on the screen. I'll leave links down below for all that stuff if you want to go out and check it out and purchase it. But if you want to come by, also the multiplayer that I host, that'd be fun to see you there. We have a lot of fun when we do that sort of thing. And so, yeah, that's really all I got to say for this. There's not much else. If you have any questions, concerns, or anything you'd like to ask me as far as this game and transitioning into the next game, even if the games come out and you're watching this video and this video is a little bit old, just go ahead and ask me. I'll be happy to go ahead and talk about it. But yeah, just wanted to say that, and definitely check out another good streaming buddy of mine, Valkus Lunare, who also streams a lot of Brigandine content as well. We'll both be putting out a lot of content. And also Frost PDP, if he actually gets it, he'll probably be putting out some of the content too. And so anybody else that wants to talk about this game with me, please let me know. Comments down below. Take care, and I'll see you there.
We are victorious, sire!